and learn from this very topic. We're going to talk about, the youth and politics. But of course, before we go any further, I just want to welcome my brothers in studios right here. Two gentlemen, they get to introduce themselves, and then we kick off this topical discussion. We're starting from the other extreme end, ascending order.
Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners. My name is Ibrahim Chirendero. I'm a communications specialist, social worker, and a candidate for a Master of Public Health. I am so privileged and honored to feature on today's program as we discuss the role of young people in politics.
Okay, welcome aboard.
Good morning, listeners. This is Dr. Light. Full name is Mugisha Uria. I'm a professional medical clinic officer. And a musician.
A professional medical clinic officer. Okay, let me hope both of you are not in active politics, because we are not going to campaign here. We're going to talk about ourselves and the politics that is actually trying to prevail everywhere. So for today, we well know the youth, and we are. So we also know politics. Elective politics. There is politics in church, there is what, but we're talking about, ebyobufuzi, a politics eyobororo, and then we're getting to know tukamenyera exactly nature echikatu affectinga period esyobororo kotse mbera ese politics, even when itune and of course, for today, we are talking about the fears, the hopes, and the expectation. What are the fears of us, the youth, during these times, like now, these political periods? What are the hopes that the hopes and expectations that the hopes that we have? In as far as politics is concerned, the expectation we have in politics, and there is this tendency, brothers, haluwe tendency kabati the youth or the young people are the leaders of tomorrow, and then you get to ask yourself, why not today? Why is it that the youth or the young people are the leaders of tomorrow, not today? Now, let us talk about the fears, the hopes, and expectations in politics, or in this period of politics. We are not here to decampaign or campaign anyone, but of course, we are talking about us. Let me hear from Kirindiro.
Okay, thank you,
brother.
Thank you so much, the moderator of the show. I think this is a very interesting topical discussion, because it's about the largest demographic of people in the country. Politics is about controlling resources and allocating them. So the people who have power over you determine the kinds of services you'll get, public services. So if you belong to the largest category of people in the country, you are an indispensable stakeholder in determining which kinds of services you get, and you can only do that by participating in the electoral process. One through voting, the other through running, then the other is through participating in any way that supports the electoral process.
Okay, 90% of the youth nowadays have actually, rushed into politics. They have left other things that they have been doing, and now they are in politics right now. What is your perspective about the youth rushing into politics?
I think that politics, like all jobs, like my brother is a medic, is about competence. While we all qualify to run by virtue of being Ugandans, I think that not everyone can be a politician if we are to get quality services. Some of us, it's like a team. Some people play number 9 in a society, others play number 1, others number 3. So we should not all run to vote. running for a candidature is not the only way of participating in politics. You can participate by voting, you can participate by running, you can participate in different ways.
Or by being a political assistant.
Or by being a PA of a politician.
Who call themselves honorables also. Dr. Light, a politics chaviri bya chinru, chaviri twingiramu, which are the youth, and we are the total victims of this circumstance. What are the fears, do you think, with the youth, or do you have, in as far as politics is concerned?
Politics.
Speak a little bit louder.
Politics, as you say,
as you say, here we have a conjo. You can talk in any language.
No, I don't know how many of you are listeners who are listening, whether they will be interested in hearing Lukonjo or English. But actually, we in Kasese, we can talk either Lukonjo or English.
Yeah, or any other language. Yeah, we are indigenous.
Now, politics, indeed, as I have seen these days, it's something that has attracted the mind of many people. And now, being in a generation whereby the youth are more than the old people, we have really found it that politics also has become source of employment.
Yeah, true, which is true.
So now, that's why you are seeing us, many youth, jumping into politics. And if you want to be rich without suffering a lot, join politics. So that's why every mind eyo mundu osi omweri hanga yetu akatebita mu politiki. So everything
aba youth.
Everything bya.
What are those fears?
Itwenga ba youth. Ebyo twangasangayo. Mwera tumenya tutre. Ababiri tutsukayo. Bagana babera merako. So eriha mundu ayabelemera kwa chindu abelangira chiremo iwabona yote cyo uyisira kandi unasuko ngana tesek. Indeed, we have been seeing ebintu ebikabya ku social media about how the younger youth have come in to join politics and how they have been facing it. Now, the first fear being there is cases of younger political prisoners. If you have joined politics as a youth, be ready for being imprisoned.
For being imprisoned. Now, on what circumstances? Because you being imprisoned, you may stay in politics even when you may participate in politics, but at the end of the day, because there are strings attached to you being held under custody. Because most of the youth nowadays, most of them are too let me say are too oppositional to an extent that tukaisangano mabendu twasanga tunamukakakania onwarweyo abantu bamaberekura byamaberera nangaye, but at the end of the day twarangetwa maybe some demonstrations may be violent, and people have taken us in that way that wherever they see the youth demonstrating in things concerning politics, then that is violent. Mama Samalera Bali. Kirindura, do you agree with me?
Yes.
Everywhere you see the youth, abakoro bamenya mpako aho hali either echireho kutse haleho echindo chikindibandikaho echiri weird.
I think that young people.
Why is it that we are getting that way than research politics yetu omwabuhoro na ukayitsimba ukakambininga ngabandi even when you're not pressing the other person in a wrong way.
Now itwa abantu abanga kwende babirutsukayo bana oti babelangirayo. So omundu eri mwihaho nibwamba now in Africa, indeed, we are now turning politics to be the Cold War, I will say it. It's now a Cold War. When someone comes to you, or when you are in competition with someone who is going, when you have contested with someone, someone just sees it as an enemy. Now, for someone now to win you, you will face all the catastrophe of prisons, being intimidated, and that's how in my song, this freedom justice song, I said now, as abahabuli nenyimwe kwechi mazima mule mutuho namukalangira ebintu ebibi ebiri mu byayo baba natukayo basiraje and now the way these people who are there, what are they showing us? It is going to be passed to the younger generation.
Yeah, hati try to chinaba na balere, there is this tendency tukarangira ebintu ebiringa ebibikabya, you know, like maybe there is some violent actions going on. Simanyi, you saw what happened to these ministers who were beaten in primaries, whereby these people were beaten, and you know the people they were fighting with are the youth. The people they were fighting. Now, the beatings, the imprisonment, you know, the shooting, you know, things of such kind. So, what is your take on that? What are those fears that you're seeing in us, you know, engaging ourselves into active politics?
Yeah, there are several fears that young people have. One of them is that politics has been commercialized.
Yes.
Most young people are graduates. For example, the community of Kasese, abantu babiri somesha bana omweni aberukola ama bitusomesha beitu ne ukaisangana, maybe you're a graduate to run for a major position, you need a lot of money because politics has been commercialized. That is one of the fears of young people. The other is young people fear to associate with political parties or schools of thought that are not aligned to the ruling government because of fear of persecution.
Okay.
I think that our elders, especially our elders in the ruling government, should continue to embrace young people, to embrace them not as foes or enemies when they think differently from them, but as their children. When your child has a differing opinion, it doesn't mean that you are no longer their parent or you should persecute them. So that is one. That's the second fear of young people. So the hope of young people is to be embraced, to be loved, for their ideas to be supported, not to be thwarted and trampled upon. Those are the hopes and expectations of young people.
Now we talked of the expectations in that our youth abanene, according to my understanding, like you have also said. Now, like Dr. Light said, in the politics now, a business, people are rushing there to get money, and the only way for the youth, you know, the only way for the youth, you know, to get employed is to rush into politics. And basing on the fact that since primary school they have been telling us this thing, the young people are the leaders of tomorrow. No, you ask yourself, when is tomorrow reaching? Will tomorrow reach where? Okay, should you wait when you're 70 and then you come and contest for an MP seat? Should you wait for you to turn 50 years and come as an LOC1 chairperson? Because we've seen even LOC1 chairpersons like Amabunzaku, for example, like 20 years, and you want to also come like a bit because it needs a lot of experience, it needs a lot of
experience,
it needs a lot of persistence, a lot of trust, those big posts.
Excuse me, we need to agree that yes, there comes a time on some positions where really experience is necessary.
Yes,
for example,
definitely.
A 20-year-old should not run for president of Uganda. Of
course, you can't.
While the constitution can be changed to allow them to run, I think that competence should also be
it
key.
Doesn't guarantee you to come as a president, even when you know that you're not going to do what you're not going to manage.
Exactly.
Now, I was talking about an LOC1 person who has been there for 20 years, and this young gentleman wants to also run for that chairmanship, but the man doesn't want to leave the seat, even when, you know. So singa siba exactly a perception the young people are the leaders of tomorrow. I
think it is a transitionary phase. Whenever there is any kind of transition, for example, to putting a UBC, you know, if you are transitioning from one management to another, there will always be those a little resistance. It's part of the process of change. So I think that it's expected when young people try to come up ngo macharuka nzelibe LOC1 uti miaka ya 28 munane ibabenga bama resisting. It's expected and you should expect it, but it's part of the change process which eventually shall be overcome. Yeah, so it's not good to give up just because maybe ulianza libya LC3 bamwamba mwana mlere suute nyumba suuta hii wakambale mbale nguma. That does not bear on the quality of the ideas you espouse. I think that young people, those fears should be dispelled within themselves. They should know they are capable. They can participate in the electoral process in whichever capacity.
Where necessary,
of course.
What was your point, Dr. Light? You wanted to say something.
If they are saying that the younger people are the faces of our past and our present and our future expectation. Now, if you can't mentor someone from the beginning, what good thing or perfect thing do you think that person shall do in the future?
But mentoring someone doesn't mean you should go against him.
But you know that they say, you know, all leaders you see, they have advice.
I can mentor you, and you have to wait for that time when I feel like I want to go, then you come.
But now, if you
why do you want to push me off? Yet I have mentored you.
When you want to mentor someone, you join the same pitch.
Mentorship. It's a very key point.
And the mentorship, of course, you mentor someone when you are steady with him. They do this thing like this. The way you have done it is not the way it's supposed to be done.
Now, let us also talk about this thing whereby most of the youth, I'm not talking this out of nowhere, I'm talking about it out of what I've seen. Most of the youth that are contesting against their fellows on the same seats are full of that malicing language whereby in the omundu akasa utsoma nomithenya inyatsukare tsoma I've seen a young person calling the president fala.
Now that's not a good way to go.
You understand?
Yes.
That is not a good word to just say out.
You're
going to be a leader, you're contesting on the same seat, but you call the president fala.
One of the things I want fellow young people to understand is to learn
is that necessary for real?
Diplomacy. You see, I'm currently running a campaign with all candidates in Kasese.
A fool.
Do you know why the candidates are able to trust me and come and film with me? It's because I've demonstrated to them that I'm dependable.
Definitely.
Get?
Yeah.
So as a young person, as you may disagree with someone, maybe you are MP or you are LC5, but express your disagreement in a way that is civil.
And that is exemplary.
Someone will admire you. They will say, okay, Big Sam disagrees with me, but I think he's a respectable young man. They will even want to work with you, even when you don't agree.
And they'll even give you support when they see sense in you. But if you start, trolling people, even when you've not gone in power, now what about if you go in power? Will those people trust you with their seat even when you're trolling people when you haven't gone there?
This is what the younger people are copying from the old people.
But we should not perpetuate the mistakes of our father. If my father was an abusive
it doesn't
I cannot perpetuate my father used to abuse
so
people.
Now,
Dr. Light,
just tell me that you should create a new generation for a new politician with a good vision.
Dr. Light, tata wakakora mubiriki.
Ni
mulimi. Who are you?
He's a medic.
He's a medic. Muwakuruka wa msamadara mochi. Why didn't you also follow the same suit? Because you wanted something very different. You understand? So it is not in the DNA that you must see someone doing something and then you follow suit. 0706-845-296 and 788-1368-02 if you want to be part of this very topical discussion right here. The lines are open. You can call in. What were you saying?
Yeah, so the point is
someone wants to talk
everyone,
to us,
even if it is you,
let us first talk to someone here.
Okay.
UBC FM, hello?
Yes, Big Sam UG.
Yeah, man.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Mutainga Nyakazinga wasinja program.
Wasinja kutsibere ulikirere.
I like the youth chat.
Wasinja kutseo.
Nekubanzire Nyakazinga. Mbaka ko emebere yakata wewe kuhya banyika be ubaka kola. Amenda ko ulenga ngiwera jo paka otiso na kiuli wera.
Tatawa akakora chimutainga.
My father teach.
Abi akakora chi.
Abi akasoni jeharan.
ukwasone charane sana
ayo mtonga nwanzerenga ingi
Trevor.
musoni ekubura mazema for sure.
I don't think
Then ameni muliwe ewe buka paka na uliedu.
okay wasinja kutsubira okay Dr. Light, there is what we call behavioral change whereby in a transition in life yawo there are some things that you must let go of even when the people that you associate with have been doing it. You agree with me, Dr. Light? Yes, but for the case of the betterment of your life, you have ukachireka habwa ABCD. Kutse habwe chindo cho kwa correct. Echa ukayabana. UBC FM, talk to us.
Vaka mavai. Nasinja program ni ibungana nyamutse brand.
Wasinja kusibere ulikirere.
Ati njenge kana kwa kando hapo. Njenge bunda abantu banamukwana na ina kotomevere ya mawa na trawe. Kula biriya banabo bukere hapo nshibabo. Bitike emere munene abandi bo bitira bibaherere. Bitikandi wasanga naba abana babo iwe swani. Aibu nama brand.
Okay, wasinja kutsibu. There are these issues that have hindered the youth in political leadership. Issues of experience, issues of nomination fees. Abantu sibuti sentisi nomination.
Yes.
Iwasangana ehali evento ebikaleka iwabisu with credentials on why you should come for a political seat. There are those people who don't have qualifications. There are those people, the issues of mentors. Inyabisa wuti you. Isa wuti hamatsukira kabwati. Nje mentor wa ni muntu muleve have been looking at someone and someone wengama muhikerera ama nyisomesa chintu chireve. There are issues of wisdom. Isi wuti magezi even when you try yourself to get into that political power, there is nothing that you can actually talk about. Let us first talk to someone and then twangaendo mavent.
Hello?
Yes, hello? Wasinja role kirere.
Waluka muizu bunema nawe.
Okay?
Atabali ogore mundu awete eshatali ndishimu. Lero etali ndi azamanga kwere awete bakwasa kulisha ikuwa ngani ilizo awute. Nero ibaba ndabando akakula paka kwanga bena isa kumubiri aho akaso sasa nane etali ndiye. Ukalangira akazosekakere ndepake kanomo moyo wasabu ichi kama nsende pack awiti la fulfilling ngayo.
Okay.
Waluka mwizu namasula cha.
Okay, wasinja kutsibo wema vota wote talent you. There is this issue of these people in the entertainment getting engaged in the in politics, whereby abantu baberangira where there is public support babere banguhira in there. Those people that they are going to run their political campaigns ebintu bindunge byo wasangana even when you didn't have that element of you joining politics, but wasanga no mabiri and ramu indirectly because you're looking for money. Someone will actually say ngekuhe $1,500,000 be part of my political campaign team. Dr. Light ulimwimbi, how do you see this? What do you have to say about that? The people that are talented in different things are getting lured. Bakabakozesa getting used into into politics kande ukarangira isiba wite nobwongo bwabo omwabongo bwabo bakakura isiba wite ekirengekano ekibintu bangaso ma politics. You've been a singer, they have been using you to record songs of campaigns. You know what it means. Talk to us
now. Political participation. What I have seen, all of us, we are politicians. Political participation, it is in many ways.
Exactly.
There is voting, volunteering for political campaign, like you just say,
Exactly.
That is volunteering for political campaign. There is making campaign donation. Exactly. Hey, we see me, let me give you something. There is belonging to an activist group. They say somebody that thing is bad. You are serving as an activist. There is serving in the public office. You are also a politician. That is the conventional way of political participation. So now, as I told you, as youth we are looking for money.
You're looking for money.
We don't have jobs.
Even when you don't like that politician, as long as
Even
they
if-
have given you money to serve for them, you will. That's where you're losing the cards from.
Of
That's
course,
where you're
I
losing
think
the cards
if
from.
the politician has given you something and that's what you want, I'll release a song.
We have seen we have seen people like, for example, in Kampala complaining, hey, this girl or this boy has been part of people power. Now he's in the
Maya.
NRM. Now he's in the FDC.
I
But
think
now,
that young people should...
you're losing trust from the people that you've been working with, and you're getting into something very different. What if you just left politics ukwa concentrating kwa talent yaurwe uneko?
But
How do you see that?
I think in that we have active people who may be in music. Like example, Bob B. For Bob B, for him, he was a musician and changed to politics. I have never seen him making a song to another person. There are those who just come, they are musician. They tend to get low to politics, like the one who is now streaming on the social media. Those are people. Maybe they are looking for survival. But stronger politicians who have come, example Bob Wine, for them they have tend to stand on their
values. I think that values,
Maybe he was never given chance to also do the same.
values. You are
The
saying
values.
about someone who comes and just runs on anything. Today, candidate one gives you soda, you go with that one. I think that young people should learn, fellow young people, that your credibility and your reputation is worth $1 billion. You rather starve for today and protect your name than to be seen as someone who is not reliable. Yanangoy, munabara kabya hano ekintu kidu alebelebe. Oyisuwanga muyisiga. Your reputation will take you to places. Me, I have ever quit a six-digit salary job because it was contravening my values. Wamalange.
Yeah, exactly.
Eh?
You have to also look at the values. You have to respect your values and do
Those
something.
are very important.
What is your last word?
My last word to the young people like
To the
me
young people.
is that one, we can
Yeah.
participate like my brother said in different ways. We don't necessarily have to run. Recognizing one's talent is you should know where to participate.
Maybe we are jumping ladders.
Not jumping ladders, but you must know whether you are capable of running and contributing, or whether you are capable of mobilizing for someone else and participate in that way. Secondly, you must be a value-based person, a person of principles, or an dependable. And then
But
lastly,
you're not going to win trust with the principles of malicing people around, even when you're looking for the seat.
exactly,
Definitely.
exactly. So lastly, is that we should make sure that we participate in the electoral process in whichever capacity. Yeah.
Okay, good. Dr.